Green. Ah, okay.
Yes.
Okay, let's do this. So basically, this is your mandala, and what we went through last time was the zigzag, not the zigzags, the triangles, setting up the line so you can rotate it along that axis. So this time it's a little bit different. So what we're going to do here is we are going to do, and here are all your procedures. We're going to do the zigzag brush, the vector silhouette, and type on a path. And then the last thing is up to you. Okay? Okay. So there's two things that I want to show you. I'm just going to pull up my illustrator because I can. Here's the illustrator, and I'm going to blow it down a little bit so you can see. We're not going to need the gradient tool. So I'm going to flush that out. I want the circles and I don't want to see the image. All right. Now, this is my circles, right? You can see that this is on a circle. So what I'm going to do is see if I can pull it off so that you're not flustered by the common mandala. You can see this is a silhouette. Okay, let's go back here. Okay, so this is what is the zigzag. You will see the zigzag here. I'll blow it up a little bit. All right, I'm going to get rid of that. Oh, come on, buddy. We had it and now we don't have it. Eek, come on, dude. It should pick it up, but it's not. There we go. So here you can see we've got our circles, right? Now, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make this zigzag. And the directions are fairly specific on the website. There's a video of it and there's also a written one, just a written one. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to get your pen tool. I'm going to blow this up so you can see. When I get my pen tool, which is over in the toolbar, I'm going to go to my view. I'm going to go down and just for this moment, we're going to snap to grid. All right. When I snap to grid, it's actually going to snap. You can hold the shift key, but the snap to grid will make it a little bit more easier, if not for a better term. So it's going to snap straight across, snapping to the grid, snapping to the grid, snapping to the grid, and snapping to the grid. So basically, that's all you have to do to start. And then I'm going to use the option key and that'll allow, because if I don't use the option key, it'll keep drawing. Do you see that? Whee! So if I use the option key, rip, right, we now option, click, it'll stop drawing. The next thing to please note is if I blow this up, right, what you'll notice is see this little area here, because it's snapped to the grid, it's a little higher than what is over there. All right. So you want to make each of these just a little more uniform. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my view and I'm going to take snap to grid off. I'm then going to go from my selection tool to my direct selection tool, which allows me to manipulate the points. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this point. I'm going to go down to the arrow on my keyboard and click across, right? And then that's going to push it across a little bit so that we can get, and I can show you and then I'll show you what the difference is. And then I'm going to come back to my pen tool. I'm going to click on this final button here, click there. And then I'm going to, go to my view, going to go back to my snap to grid, see, and then I'm going to, if I click here, it's not going to take it. So what I'm going to have to do is go back here, view, take off my snap to grid. It should automatically just click across like that without the snap to. I hit the option key, it'll take it off. Now, the reason I did this is what you're going to do is you're going to have this option here, this direct selection here, the selection tool here, and I'm going to move it across, right? And when I move it across, I've got the shift key held. And I'm literally holding the option key down and I am just copying it across. Then I'm going to select all of these objects. I'm going to go up to my window, brushes, and I'm going to go to this little dialog box up the top here. I'm going to click there. I'm going to add a new brush. It's going to be a pattern brush. And I'm going to click OK. And it's going to show me how the pattern is going to work. So this is creating a brush that is going to fill the pattern. All right. So we're going to use the original. Then I'm going to go OK. Now, if you have a look down here, see how we've created the brush pattern down the bottom here? So then I'm going to come out. I am going to go to my layers. I'm going to go to my circles, which is here. You can see, right? Here are my circles. I'm going to select one circle. And then I'm simply going to click. And the brush has gone from one stroke outside to your zigzag. Pretty cool, right?
How'd you do like the where like you like dragged in and like made a copy of it? Did you hold down like a specific key? Because
I
I was
held
trying to.
down the option key. There's two ways you can do this, right? I held down the option key on the keyboard and dragged it across. That'll make a copy.
Okay, because I was like, I was
Right?
trying to remember because I knew we did that like a long time ago in another assignment, but I was like trying to remember how you did it. But then
Sure.
after hearing it, I'm like, okay,
Right. And the other way to do it is you can go Command C, Command D, or edit copy, edit paste.
okay.
Right?
And then and then for the circle, like, was that already like how'd you make it like the full circle? Was that just because of the brush generated?
Yes, exactly. So if I can choose different ones, look, I can do it here, right? Because I generated the brush using this zigzag up the top, it automatically, see, I went to new brush. Do you see that? And
Mm-hmm.
that had generated it,
Oh, okay.
right? And it was as simple as that. So now if I go back here, there it is. And it fills it in for you.
Couldn't you also, or I don't know if we're able to, because like the last class when we did the like the angles, like the triangle type of
Right,
pattern,
right.
would we be able to do the same for like a brush like that
Very, you
too?
would, but it's much easier to create a pattern,
Hmm.
right? And then just make a new brush,
Oh, okay.
right? And the reason I say that is because that's going to be, you're going to create a brush out of a silhouette, all right, which was here. And you're also going to be putting text on on the circle. So for example, so it's just a different technique. It's just showing you a different technique. If I have now selected this object here. Do you see that? The circle. I come in here. I go down to type on a path and I simply click and there it is. And you can type on the path. It's that simple.
And then you just or not copy it, but you just make a new brush with that, and you just copy and paste it all
Yeah.
around.
Or you can just copy and paste it and it'll just go around.
How would you suggest about doing like I mean, I know you said it's not suggested for like the one that we did last class, but how would we go about doing it like that for like the triangle type of pattern, like up and down, like the and the one in the
Would I
like not in
suggest
the
do the text like that is what you're saying? Is that what you're saying?
no, it was the I don't know the name of it. It was like the it was where we had to use the lines where you had to I don't know
Okay.
how to describe it.
Rotate it. Okay. Let me
Yeah, it was
just,
the rotated one. It was like
right. So you
this.
don't remember how to rotate it. Is that what you're saying?
Kind of, yeah. Or I mean,
Yeah,
I have the
that's
video
fine.
saved, but I didn't
That's
know if there
fine.
was another way to make it into like the brush type of thing, like that.
You can't make it into a brush
Uh,
because it's actually, you can't, right? Because you're actually rotating that around the center to get the lines, right?
that makes sense. Yep.
Right. This is actually just simply following the shape of the circle. So
Okay.
they would be up, 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 and it wouldn't work that way. I get it. Good thought, though. Good thought, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so the next thing I want to just show you is how to live trace, right? And how you can make that into a brush and then put it in your circle. So we're literally covering all the last steps, and then I will go over the rotation for you, right? So when you're live tracing, there's a couple of things to think about your live tracing is one is if I have Photoshop, right? And I'm going to go File, Open, and I'm going to open, see if I can find Rover. Because I know Rover's good because he's got a black background. He's black. So that Rover's my dog, right? There he is. Awesome. Or we could do Rover like that. All right. Open Rover. Now, if your image that you want to live trace has a really messy background, what you can simply do is I can come here and I can literally trace him, right? Just make a simple tracing. Boop, 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 and take out the background, right? That's one way of getting Rover selected from the background. All right. So there he is. Isn't that terrific? Edit, copy, see if this works. Come over here, come into Illustrator. I'm going to create a new image layer and I'm going to call it new. Where am I? Oh, sorry. I'm going to put here, Rover, wherever my selection was. And I'm going to put Rover up the top. Where's Rover? We'll put him up the top because he's the best, right? And I should be able to go edit, paste, right? Ah, shish. Command Z, hold on. I should be able to edit, paste. Where's Rover? Come on, Rove. Where are you? It's not actually dragging it across. So let's see what I can do is if it's not, it's just a glitch in my program. I'm going to go File and I am going to, where is it? Place. I'm going to look for Rover. Gosh, I've got so many Rovers. It's so exciting. I've got a lot of Rover. We like this one. I'm going to place Rover, right? I'll place Rover. Big job of Rover, right? I go to my selection. I keep, so he's selected. I keep the shift key down so it doesn't squish him, right? There's Rover. All right. I could have gone back to the Photoshop. I'll show you that later. And then I'm going to come down to my object. If it is a photo, you have to rasterize it first. That makes it into a digitalized image, right? So we're going to go, okay. And then I'm going to window just for the moment. View. I want to take off my grid so you can see. I'm just going to hide my grid for the moment. Then I'm going to go object. I'm going to go down the back and I'm going to go to image trace. And I'm going to make it. And look, there's Rover. Right? Spectacular. I'm going to make Rove a little smaller. Ooh, come on, go small. The background is now, if you can see, right? Let's come up here. There's Rover. All right, now if I am image tracing and I want to play with it a little bit, right? Here he is. All right. Command Z, hold on, come on. It should image trace it and bring it up. Ah, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to object. I'm going to image trace and I'm going to release, see if we can release it. Object, image trace, make and expand. There we go, which makes the background here. See if we can pull it off. There it is. If I image expand, it makes the background clear, transparent, right? Now we have Rover here. I'm going to go back to my selection. I'm going to make him just a little smaller. Image expand allows the background to be clear, transparent. Then I've got him here. Watch this. I'm going to come down to my brushes. I'm going to make a new brush. It's going to be a pattern brush. I'm going to click OK. This is what it's going to look like. He can look like that. He can look like that. We have selections, right? I don't want to auto overlap at all because we're talking about the corners. I want it to be just like that. There it is, original. So I make it. I'm going to call this Rover. There it is. So I go back up here. I'm going to push my layers out of the way. Select this circle here in the middle, right? Select the circle in the middle. And then I apply Rover, and there's Rover. How about that? Do you want me to go over it again? Yes? No? Did we get it?
Uh, yeah, I would probably try to, because it or not go over it one more time. But was that for like the silhouette like image?
Yes, that's your silhouette.
Oh, so that's like the image. That's like right next to it. That type of jaguar. Is that like what it is?
That is also another silhouette,
Okay.
right? That's a silhouette which I created.
Okay.
And so here it is here. So if I go into Rover here, there's my silhouette.
Okay.
So all you have to know about this final one is that you need to image trace it, right? So I'll do it again. We come in, we go edit, we go edit, place. Let's try something else. Let's do a pelican. See if I've got a pelican. You want something that has some sort of contrast, right? Not so good. And there's lots of images that you can find. Here's Rover. Let's do another. I don't know. That's a difficult one because you've got the background. But that said, let's bring in Rover like that. Let's place him. Awesome, right? There's Rover. So I want to image trace it. I'm going to go down the bottom here. Where is he? Where actually is he? Here he is, right? I'm just going to pull off the guides. All right, there's Rove. He's looking brilliant, right? Make him smaller a bit. So then I go to my object and I have to rasterize it, right? Because it is an image that is brought in, that is from Photoshop, it needs to be made into a mathematical equation, something mathematical. I click the rasterize. Yes, CYMK, I want the transparent background. We're looking good. We don't need clipping paths at the moment. And we're going to go OK, right? So now it is available for me to go object. Let's go down the bottom. Let's do image trace and make an expand, right? So this then allows you, and I'll just swish this down a bit, to edit certain sections. So I can come here and I can click there and delete. Do you see that? Click in the background, delete. So it allows you to select areas, because it was connected to Rover here. It also means that you can then edit which areas you want to select and get rid of. So you can probably come here, select minus, and then you can start to delete them off. But for some, right, does that make sense to everybody? You just sort of whoop, 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 whoop. So I'm deleting it all, okay? That is tedious when you have a background that is full, right? That is full of other colors. My suggestion when you have it as a background, you with a lot of colors and you want to get rid of, you don't want all the background to come in, you go to Photoshop and do what I did here, right? Take out the background and then pull it in.
Quick
Okay.
question. For the silhouette, could it be like a symbol or could it be, it doesn't have to be like a silhouette, like almost like a dog or a
A
person?
symbol's fine so long as it's not a symbol's fine, but you do want to learn how to image map something, image trace,
Okay.
right? So don't care, it's fine, right? But you've got to learn to image trace, right?
Yeah. Well, I just didn't know like what would be your preference, but I was like, oh, okay, because I didn't know whether to do a symbol, like could it be a symbol, but or at least a person or something.
Yeah, for sure. Anything. I don't mind. And if you have a look at here, we go back to students choose a lot of different things, right? Doesn't matter. So if you have a look at this, and you make it for what it is. There's the zigzag. This person's done a double silhouette. There's your type, right? There's your triangles. There's your lines. So they've actually gone over and above. And each one of these is, see, even these little triangles are actually made out of the paintbrush for this.
Yeah, the reason I was like, because after seeing that, I was like, I hope she doesn't expect like, no, or I mean, I didn't like expect, but like the tiny intricate lines like behind the like silhouettes. I was like, that seems a bit hard to
People have
do.
fun with it. Once you get used to it, people have fun with it, right? And
Okay.
once you learn how to create a brush, you can do whatever you want. Like even if I come here and I click on, let's see where the lines are, I'll unlock it and I'll block it, blow it up. So here's my line. You can change it to whatever you want, right? You can go under here, there's your colors, but what you can do is you bring up your brushes. Where's my brushes? I think that's my brushes. And you can simply change that to a rover, right? Or that, or that. So really all they've done is made the lines and then just changed the pattern that they created with the brush.
Uh, what button or like setting was it to create that like for the brush one more time?
Once you have it selected, here it is, right? Let's have it here, right? You go to this little top menu up the top here and new brush,
Okay.
right? And then once you do that, please note, it should be made as a pattern,
Okay.
right? And then just to bring you back, just to remember, so I'm going to delete that. If we go back, where's our circles? Did I get rid of our circles? Here's our circles, right? I'm going to get Rove here and delete Rover there. All right. So I am going to come over here and I am going to see if I'll go back to the original one and I just get caught with that stuff up the top. Ugh. I'm going to go back here and I am going to get rid of Rover there. I'm going to remember how we did our circles. You go under the square here and you get the ellipse tool. Option takes it from the center. I do shift, right? Option makes you draw from the center. So here is my center, right? It's got no stroke. I'm going to go for a color. It's 1 point and it's just uniform. Oh, come here, bring it back on the page. Come on, buddy. There we go. So here's our circle. I'm going to make sure it's in the center. There we go. I'm going to take off rover. I'm going to take off zigzag. I'm going to take off boop, boop, boop. Don't know what this is, circles and lines. What was it on? Where's my circle? I just had my circle. Why did it go? What was I on? Rover? There it is. It's on rover. All right. I'm going to run down here and I'm going to take. So I have this circle, right? Click on it. And you use the option, right? move it down. You can leave it on top, make it smaller. Oh, come on, come on. Sorry, Command Z. Oh, sorry. Here we go. So I'm going to do Option, double it, right? And I can use this. And once that one is selected, I'm going to scale down 80. It's uniform as a copy or not. Now we have this at 80. I'm going to take that and put it in the center. But what I'm trying to show you, come on, buddy, come on, in the center. And if I really wanted to, I should have snapped it to the grid. Now, what I want to show you, I'll go through this because you were asking, you didn't quite know. I come here, pen tool, right? Here's my pen tool. I'm going to lock this. I'm going to add this, and I'm going to view, go down the bottom. I can show my grid, view. I want to go down, and I'm just going to snap to the grid. So I'm going to go click, click, right? It's a, Option, click it off. And I'm going to move it up slightly. Oh, nope. I have to go to my view. Get the snap to off. Come here. Make it smaller. And make it smaller. There it is. There's our line, right? So then I go to my rotation. Here it is, right? We click on the rotation, right? Command Z. Come on, buddy. I'm having a bad day today. Option, click. Now, cancel. I need to move this down, right? To the center point. Remember that, wherever your center point was. Then Option, click, right? Come on, buddy. Move it down. And you're not doing it. Why aren't we doing it? Oh my gosh. We're having a bad day today, right? There we go. It should be as simple as Option, click, move it down. Let's see if it's going to do it. There it is. Option, click, move it down. It is rotating around this point. Remember? Down here. We click copy. If we preview, 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 and then you copy and it moves it. Now notice it is not doing it from that point. So we have to move our image. We'll do it again. Let's do it again. Click, shift, click, Command, Option gets it off. We go to our rotation. It is still doing it from there. And it shouldn't be. Any suggestions? Cancel. Command Z. Command Z. Let's do it again. Do you see what I'm trying to do? Move the, I'm trying to move the anchor point, the circulate this, the rotation point. You're not even rotating. Come on, buddy. There it is. We want to do it 10 degrees. We make a copy. Let's preview it, copy, and it's still not doing it. Do you see what we're trying to do?
Yeah, I kind of get the gimmick of what you're trying to do. Plus, I have the video from the last one, so if worse comes to worse, I can always use that for
Yeah.
reference too.
Yeah, it should automatically do that with the option. I've just got a glitch on it for some reason, whether it's a snapping to or what. But all you have to do is move that center point so that it gets out of the center and drops down to the center down here. Right? Any other questions? Torrance?
Besides, just wondering if I can get the video recording probably tomorrow or today so I can try to get my assignment done.
Sure. Torrance, have you got that for the silhouette?
Yes.
Yeah. So I think that's it. That was just extra. And then the next class, what we are going to do, right, is we are going to go through the rest of the assignments, right? Which is just doing the emoji, which is really simple. So the emoji is simply when you get the when you're going to make an emoji, which is what your monster mash was, right? And then you're going to flush it through a web thing so that you can actually just make it bounce. That's it. All right, you got a couple of quizzes, but you should be fine with the quizzes. Any other questions, Torrance?
Uh, who was the one that recorded the session? Was it you or was it Torrance?
Torrance. Torrance usually
Okay.
dumps it down and then I put it up. So I'll make sure I get to it. Right?
Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to see about getting it before the day the assignment's due, even if it's a little bit late.
That's fine. And it's not due. None of these are due. Like I've opened up all the classes, I've opened up all the due dates, and they will be all due around about the 9th of the 9th. So everything is opened up again, so you can just pummel in anything that you want.
If I was just like maybe a day or so late, would I be deducted or no? Like
From the 9th?
or for this one, yeah.
No, 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 no. You don't have, I give the due date, but really it's still open until the 9th.
Oh, okay. So like if I was to like turn it in because I know it's due the 7th, so if I was to turn it in the 8th or just the 9th,
9th
would I
or
just be
10th, not a problem.
okay? Because I was like,
Not a problem.
I know like a lot of other classes they deducted by like 1 point or so. And I was
I
just
know
like,
they do. I'm not fussed. This is online. Go for it.
all right, cool.
Torrance, any questions?
No.
Sorry about that chunky end of the thing. I'll edit that out. Okay. Have a good day, night.
All right, good night. I'll see you Thursday.
I
That's what I was gonna tell you about. Thursday I might try to make it. It's just I got work till 11:30.
That's fine. Torrance is recording everything,
Okay,
right? So, and it's not a hard one. You're just going to have to make a simple
the emoji.
emoji of your of your monster, right?
Okay,
And then you're just going to make two different versions of it, which one might have teeth, one might be happy, one might be angry, sad, and then you're just going to flush it through a web thing.
okay, alrighty. I'll see you not this Thursday, but hopefully the next one.
Next Thursday. And the next Thursday is still the day before everything is due, so you'll be fine.
All right, cool. Alrighty, I'll see you next or the following Thursday.
Okay,
Okay,
thanks. Bye
no
bye bye.
problem.
Thanks,
You have a
Torrance.
good one.
You
You're
too.
welcome.
Bye.